All right, gear guide season. Everyone's doing it, so I'm going to do another gear guide. I've done these in the past, and this is just a roundup of my favorites from 2023. This video is partially sponsored with gear I've received to review over this last year from GORUCK, EVERGOODS, Western, Rise, and Field Notes. So when I say that, I mean they did send me gear to review, some of this stuff, and I'll try to tell you what stuff I bought this year and which I didn't. But after I reviewed it, if I continue to use it, that's how you get on my gear guide list. So these are all my favorites from the year, things that I've loved, have continued to use, and would highly recommend. And they're all available at the time I filmed this video. So this is Thanksgiving week. Things are a little crazy with Black Friday. So Black Friday sales on all these things. I'll try to update the comments or in the description with the latest, but you just got to be paying attention, so some of these might not be available because they're on sale in different places. But anyway, let's get to my gear guide, and this is part 1 of 2. More about part 2, what it's going to be at the end of the video, but let's dive into part 1. This is all my favorite stuff. All right, so starting this off with the GORUCK gear, near and dear to my heart, because I just love this stuff. That's why I normally review everything that comes out from GORUCK, because I like it, and there's a bunch of people that also want to know, what's the latest and greatest. So let's just dive into some of the best things. Let's start off with bags and backpacks. And really my favorite thing they've come out with this year is these bullet rucks and the Robic ripstop material that they're really doing a lot of things with. So this is just the regular old bullet style. So we have hydration, but they all have a laptop area. They all have hydration in this just standard bullet configuration. They're in the new material. I'm not going to dive into the details. Did a video on all the updated bullet ruckness this year, but they came out with this black color with speed gray. And then I picked up, they sent me this one to review, but I actually went and bought this one because it had orange inside. And I've got a soft spot in my heart for orange, so I bought this one. It's earth and orange. Both of these are currently on sale. Bullets, standard, and they're awesome. The game changer for me is this one, and they've come out with a couple of colors in this. This is one they sent for me to review. This is the 16 liter. It's the shorter version of this thing, but it's awesome because it's got all the GR2 size features that you want to see it, and it's got a top pocket. So top pocket, GR2 front pocket on the thing in there, and then we've got the ability to attach things because we got MOLLE webbing on the inside. As again, whole video on this one. This is an everyday carry workhorse for me. Use this one a lot lately. Use it for work a ton when I'm not carrying the Unicorn 2.0. So definitely love this thing. Highly recommend you pick this up. And there's more colors coming out. I think they came out with a tidal blue. Not for me, but it's out there. Now let's just wrap up the bag category, and this is the not heritage, this is the waxed canvas kit bag, 32 liters. They actually sent me the olive green one, which I did in the video, and I just loved it so much that I went out and bought the black one. The olive green one is sold out, but the black one is still available. The only thing people don't really like is the logo they put on here, but a Sharpie would easily take care of that. Now, this is what I consider to be one of the best deals on the website, because this non-heritage version actually has the 2.0 configuration with this front pocket. Now these are made in Vietnam, not USA like the heritages are, but I honestly have not had any issue with anything from the Vietnam factory, so I think it's a steal at its current price. So those are the bags from GORUCK that I recommend, and they're on my gear list for 2023. That's where that remote went. 2023 was a big year for GORUCK in terms of footwear, and we'll talk about boots here in a second, but they came out with running shoes. So these are the McCalls, and they sent these to me to review, and again, dirty because I've been putting them through the paces. These are the Rough Runners in this really crazy blue color. I was actually running in these things in Philadelphia about a week ago, and everyone who was running by me, the runners, were all like, I'm not familiar with those shoes. Where are they? Because they're just not familiar with these. But anyway, got a full review on the Rough Runners coming out soon, putting in more and more miles so far. Everything's been fantastic. These are trail focused. They've got the Mac V2 style tread. Did a review on these, so you can watch this video. This one's coming soon. But I'm a big fan of the shoes. Now, they're great for rucking. They're firm enough, I think, to really take a ton of abuse as you increase the weight on your back if you're rucking. But they're also, I've been running in these, straight up running, and I'm a fan. They're a little firmer feel than the ultra cushion shoes that you might run with. Anyway, I'm getting to the review of this, which I'm still yet to do, but these are cool and definitely highly recommend. And they're coming out with a whole host of colors. Some of the standard colors are on sale now. So again, check the description downstairs and check the description to see what's available, and some are on sale for the holidays. Boots. Now these are the high speeds. And I did a quick little video on the high speed edition boots, and honestly, since I've done the video, I still have zero issues with these, no hot spots. They're just fantastic. I spent 2 weekend trips away from home where all I did was took one pair of shoes. They were these, and they're awesome. They have the Mac V1 second generation soles, so not the Mac V2 soles, which look a lot like this. But again, these are sort of like a destructured Mac V boot. And they are awesome. These are, of course, the tall boy, tall versions, but they have the regular, shorter style available, and I would highly recommend that. That's the GORUCK stuff. Let's switch gears to EVERGOODS. All right, EVERGOODS. EVERGOODS had a big year too. The Griffin collection was really cool, but that's not available, so it doesn't make my gear list. But this one does. This is the MPL 22. It's awesome, and it's one of the bags that I've continued to use outdoor mode and like grab and go style because of its just overall comfort. Just a well-designed harness. Of course, this one's completely overstuffed, but the bottle pockets, even if you don't put water bottles in them, trekking poles, just random loose things. I put my phone and cameras in there on the go. So man, this thing is just ticks a lot of boxes. Highly recommend. Link in the description. Cool. Of course, you can go to PS Patch, not really on the gear guide, but definitely a go-to. Tons of great patches. They're having a holiday sale. Definitely check that out. You know, they're just great friends of the channel. Send me patches for a bunch of little things here and there, and that's what you normally see on my bags. But anyway, I digress. This is the MPL 22. Highly recommend for all of its features. Of course, I did a review on that, and I just continued to use it. The last thing from EVERGOODS, and they have a lot of great stuff, but this is the EDI. Did a review of this one. I helped them launch this thing. They actually sent it to me beforehand, and I did a quick little how I would use this thing. Since I did that video, it goes everywhere with me, and it is using, I'm putting a bunch of stuff in there, mostly hard drives. My iPad mini is in there on the road, and then I put, you know, more about this in a little bit. Field notes are always in there, a couple different styles from Huckberry, and then this big idea pen, which I did something about that in there too. This is just on the go, small, easy. This one's titanium, and it's got this little cord on the bottom, which allows me to put it in a little pocket inside here and then not lose it all the way down there because this thing hangs out the side. So I've continued to use this thing. This is the EDI. Highly recommend going and check it out. Yes, there are other solutions that look a lot like this from other companies, but they lack the internal organization, that floating pocket inside, and then it lacks the EVERGOODS awesomeness, which I love. It just fits in perfectly in all the EVERGOODS bags. So that's the EDI. That wraps up the EVERGOODS category. Let's go into, you know, clothing, apparel, stuff I've worn on the road. Western Rise. All right, Western Rise. Now, Western Rise sent me some of the stuff to wear. You know, I tested, evaluated it on the road, and then it's the only stuff I carry nowadays. So they've got two different style of pants that honestly are really my favorites. Now I've got two. This is the Evolution 2.0, and this is the AT pant. This jacket's trying to run away. But anyway, the two style pants I've been working in a lot of the times, I really kind of bounce between the two depending on my destination. The AT pants, which, you know, advertised to fit like a good pair of jeans, and I would agree with that. The material, and both of them are, you know, just nice, very comfortable, stretchy design. They are both, you know, this one's a little thicker than the Evolutions. So if I'm going more south of Atlanta, in Atlanta in the summertime, I'm definitely working out in these. And if I'm going a little colder, then I tend to drift to the AT pants. Both of them fit fantastically. Both of them are wearing in quite nicely. I've washed them, I dry them, and I'm having no issues with the wear. They just look like they did the first time I got them. Very packable, very easy, always look good in a range of situations. So really, these are my go-to pants. I've been testing some other ones. I mean, I've had the GORUCK Simple pants for a long time, and I've worn those. I like these a little better. They just seem to stretch and are just a little more comfortable. I've also used some other company ones, but I always come back to these. So that's how you get on the Gear Guide list, because I continue to use your product. So for 2023, definitely my pants of the year would be, I would say, these pants from Western Rise, which are, different things are on sale right now. Go check it out. The jacket category in my jacket video, which I just did a whole roundup of a bunch of my favorite jackets, but there's a vest. This is the Airloft vest in a gray, and this is the hoodie, Airloft hoodie in black, because I can take this and wear it really anywhere because of its classic blackness, black color. These are my very packable, easy-going winter jacket layering clothing that I've been taking with me just because they kind of go with everything. They're very packable and they're very warm. They're also very on sale right now, so definitely check out the vest, which I think was like 68 bucks, and that's just a steal for what that is. And this hoodie is also on sale. So both these jackets are in constant rotation. They've been in my pilot bag for the last couple months for when I go north because they're just comfortable. They're easy to put on and wear and pack, and I just love how they fit. Now, they're warm, but they're not warm. So that brings me to some of my sort of cats and dogs, other items that weren't really in a bin category. Let's get to sort of the other things. And the other things category, these are just some of my favorites for the year. And first one is going to be this Solo Stove Mesa. Put a little video over here about the Mesa, and this is just a little tiny canister. I'd bring it up here, but it gets a little dirty. I don't want to dirty things up too much, even though I just had boots and shoes all over here. But anyway, the Mesa, small little solo stove, put it on your tabletop, put these little tiny logs in there, light it, and it's awesome. Big fan of that thing, and so I put a link in the description. It's just on Amazon. You can go check it out. Now, I said the Airloft stuff from Western Rise was good, but I saw this jacket on Prometheus Design Works, and I just had to check it out because, honestly, the color and the pattern are very unique. So I wore this all weekend at a soccer tournament that I didn't really think I was going to need a kind of jacket, but I did, and so I wore this sucker, and it was awesome. Definitely warmer than the Western Rise, and it's got a goose down material inside, which is super cool, and it also folds down into one of the pockets and it makes like a little pillow. So now you've got a little travel pillow, which I haven't done yet, but they also send you this little thing. You can jam this whole jacket and make yourself a little neck pillow. So haven't done that yet either, but this thing, first of all, just looks awesome, but it is warm. Definitely, it was rainy, so it was definitely waterproof. Kept me dry and warm all weekend. Prometheus Design Works hoodie, puffy hoodie. It's just awesome. Love that thing. And it's one of my favorite things of 2023. I wish it was cold all the time. Maybe I need to move north of Atlanta. All right, now my other little random things are, like I kind of already mentioned them a little bit. Field notes. So field notes has been kind of always with me. I've gotten more manual in my tasks because sometimes it's a little more satisfying. So I wanted a pen that I could put anywhere in my pocket, go with my my EDC in any little bag, and so I came up with the Big Idea pen. I've been familiar with Big Idea branded stuff for a while. Big fan of what they're doing, and so this one is just perfect. Of course, it's titanium. Make little notes in your field notes, which go anywhere. This is the Expedition series. It is more water resistant than your standard paper, and the pens work on there just fine. So those are kind of two just loose items that didn't really fit in the other categories of things that I have been enjoying and I highly recommend. Now there's also some discount codes, and some of these, the field notes, I'll put, it's basically JB Outside, and you get 10% off on the Field Notes website. So that's pretty cool. Western Rise, use JB Outside 15. Use the link in the description, gets you 15% off of their stuff normally. But right now, things are just so discounted because they're on sale. Definitely go check that out. All right, that's my gear guide 2023 part 1. What's part 2? Well, you'll have to wait till next week. But one thing you haven't seen in here is anything from Huckberry. So part 2 is going to be basically what happens when you click around too long on Huckberry. So we got a big box coming from Huckberry. It's gonna be fun to see what I put in there and then talk about some of the other favorites from this year of things from Huckberry. You know, spoiler alert, waxed canvas trucker jackets. So anyway, hope you like this one. Give it a thumbs up if you did. It helps other people find the channel in this heavily gear guided season. And with that, we're gonna get outside. It's a little rainy. I'm thinking about getting one of these bags out and seeing how waterproof it is. Just because, you know, it's raining. What else am I gonna do? So there you go. See you in the next video. All right, it's holiday season and it is time for my gift guide. Favorites of 2023. Did I say 2022 earlier? Favorites of 2023. I did a gear guide last year, but this is definitely 2023. So these are the favorites from this year that I've used. So let's get to it, the 2023 gear guide. All right, it's the holiday season. So this year I'm doing a gear guide. This video is partially sponsored by GORUCK EVERGOODS. Mystery Ranch. It's not sponsored by Mystery Ranch. All right, it's holiday season. I'm doing another gear guide about what part 2 is gonna be. But this, all right, it's holiday season and I'm doing another gear guide. Partially sponsored by gear that I've received from GORUCK. GORUCK.